Did someone just leak Nintendo's actual Switch 2 reveal date? Hopefully, but we'll see. And is this really the Switch 2? Mystery Reddit leaker NextHandheld, who came out of nowhere and claimed to have a real Switch 2, said he'll reveal it on Christmas Day. Did it happen? Yes. Well, sort of, but there's some debate going on about whether it's real or fake. NextHandheld posted this on X Christmas Day and said, "This holiday season, I couldn't resist sharing this gift with you all. Some might call it an early reveal, but I call it the best kept secret of the year." Now, this image looks fishy to me, but let's talk about it. Here's the side of the console, and I'll darken the background so we can see the kickstand details more clearly. This kickstand looks sturdy, which I really like, and here's the connector where a Joy-Con can snap into. But there are a few things off here. First of all, I don't know if Nintendo would put their logo right here, uncentered and in a weird spot. Also, who puts their watch on their sweater sleeve like this instead of directly on their wrist? Maybe some people would, but this hints of AI to me. And why is there a plus shown here? Maybe it's a new feature to make it easier to know which Joy-Con should fit into this slot. The prototype shell of the Joy-Con shown in an earlier video does show that there might be a plus or minus part on the connector of the Joy-Cons, so I can see how this makes sense. But by the position of the console, it looks like this would be where the left Joy-Con would fit, when it would actually be the minus one, not the Joy-Con with the plus button. Now, if we flip the image horizontally, then it makes sense. And it looks like this orientation would be where the correct Joy-Con could fit in that has the plus button, so maybe it is real. But some people commenting on NextHandheld's post still aren't convinced, like these people. And what's with this image? The original console image could have had signs of AI, but this recreation is definitely AI generated. Love it. Back to the original image. Someone actually went as far as to analyze this image to see if there were signs of AI, and the results were almost unanimous. I ran a test too and got the same results. But when you crop the image to include just the Switch 2 and a small amount of the surrounding area, we get this result, which says it's not likely to be AI generated. So, is it real or not? You can decide on that one. And we'll talk about proof of how this console could be legit, but let's first look at the dock images NextHandheld posted. If you're liking this information and want to keep getting more amazing Nintendo news, make sure you subscribe so you won't miss out on anything. This is the first image of the dock that was posted. Now this is heavily cropped, but we do see some interesting things here. The back cover that hides the cords you can plug into the dock is taken off, and that's why we have this footer slot and this protruding piece here for the cover to go over. We also see legit markings like disclaimers, FCC notices, and other country legalese as well. It is a little washed out, but it would be if the image was taken from a low-resolution phone. And here we see a cropped portion of the front of the dock where the Switch 2 logo is shown. Some people say it shouldn't be this hard to read, but the logo on the current Switch's dock is also not that prominent either, so I wouldn't expect it to be so on the Switch 2. Though this image is also very grainy like the one before, we do have well-known leaker Piero who chimed in and said the logo looks very accurate. By the way, we also have Piero asking NextHandheld, "Would you mind sharing the pics with me? My DMs are open." And then NextHandheld, who's apparently fallen off the Leaker World's planet by not knowing Piero, says, "Who are you?" Piero goes, "Awkward," with his dolphin from Family Guy. And we next hear Adrian saying, "The legendary beef between Piero and NextHandheld." Love it. Anyways, let's get back to the dock. Now, with so many people in the comments saying that the images look fake, and that they're AI generated, NextHandheld got fed up and poked fun at them by sarcastically saying, "It's all just AI generated." Then he drops this full picture of the backside of the dock. And though the background that this dock is sitting on is AI generated, since it doesn't match the background from the cropped image of the dock before that aligns perfectly with this image, the actual dock is indeed real. It has been examined by image experts and engineers across Family Boards, Reddit, and more, and their conclusion is that whatever this is, it is a real physical thing. After those results, a lot of people started thinking, holy crap, if this dock is real, is the console real too? Then one of the Reddit moderators who had the original image decided to speak up and said, yeah, only thing I was shown that isn't out there yet is the opposite angle of the slot where the Joy-Cons go. There's just no Nintendo logo and instead a bunch of manufacturing regulatory logos. Next, the moderator was asked, is there a minus instead of the plus? And the moderator said yes. Now, this has caused people to re-examine the console image to see how it could be real as well. On the Nintendo Switch 2 subreddit, we find this image that says, the NextHandheld leak is real, and here is a corrected look of the actual console, minus the AI sweater and background. So if we flip the image horizontally to align the Switch 2 to match where the Plus Joy-Con would actually fit, we get rid of the Nintendo logo, and we get rid of the background. This very well could be the Switch 2 console. Remember when I cropped out most of the background to analyze the image of the console itself? This AI checker said that it more than likely is not AI. And we also have Central Leaks pointing out how the console in the picture cannot be AI, by citing images with measurements between the prototype Joy-Cons and the Switch 2 console, as well as the exact 13-pin connector locations on the two, by saying, the measurements are consistent and there is no AI tool that can do this. Now, from my previous video, we know that NextHandheld told a Reddit moderator that he was concerned about his identity being found out, and that's why he didn't want this information to come out till Christmas Day, as if waiting till then would have somehow made a difference. I don't think it would matter unless it gave NextHandheld time to prepare these doctored images to eliminate the true background of his work area to help protect where he got this console unit from. So my analysis is that the console and dock in the images are real, but the backgrounds aren't. And in addition to the changed background, flipping the console horizontally and adding the Nintendo logo was NextHandheld's attempt to try to throw people off to somehow protect his identity. Now, whether the console and dock in these images are real or not, we apparently won't have to wait long to find out for sure, since we might be less than just 1 week away from seeing the real thing ourselves in Nintendo's very own Switch 2 reveal. This comes from a Chinese Weibo leaker that's very credible because of the many things they got right, including their leak of the whole June Direct. They just weren't found out by many people on the western side of the world at that time. This post is found on Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit page and says, a Chinese Weibo leaker who previously leaked the entire June Nintendo Direct has been counting down using Fibonacci sequence numbers since December 21. Based on this pattern, the countdown will end on January 8. The leaker previously claimed that the Switch 2 could be revealed in January, so this might hint at its announcement date. This is also the first full week in January, and it happens to be a Wednesday. So depending on whether this will be happening in the morning or evening in Japan, this could be a Tuesday evening or a Wednesday morning for us in the US. And the middle of the week is typically when Nintendo tends to reveal things. Now, if it somehow doesn't happen on that week, we do have Donkey Kong Country Returns HD coming out the following week. So I would think the next best time for the reveal would be the third full week in January between the 21st and the 23rd. There are also additional stories circulating online, like the music track that will be used in the reveal that apparently is already commissioned to an artist. So if the music is already planned and the filming is already done, Nintendo might be planning on getting it out sooner rather than later, especially with all of the leaks that keep happening where Nintendo would want to get ahead of any other major leaks that would certainly come. Now, not only did this Chinese Weibo leaker drop the reveal date, but even though Nate the Hate and others believe the Switch 2 release won't happen till May or June, this leaker is doubling down on it actually happening in March. He confirms that Nintendo's already been mass producing Switch 2 units and says the numbers show that the interval between release and sale will not be too long. I'm still skeptical with the Switch 2 launching in March. but I believe it will be revealed this month, hopefully as early as the 8th. And I do think the main features of the Switch 2 console and dock that NextHandheld showed were legit. But I'd like to hear from you. Do you also think the Switch 2 images that NextHandheld posted are from a real Switch 2? Do you think we'll see the Switch 2 reveal trailer on January 8th? And do you also think we'll be able to play on the new console as early as March? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to hear the whole story of NextHandheld and get more information on the many Switch 2 features he was leaking, you'll want to watch this video here.